Hi everyone, this is Anna Finch from Finch Press. Hope everyone's had a good day. So today's video is a review of 99 Designs, particularly the book services or the book cover services provided by 99 Designs. Now I'm going to be talking from my experience with it. And this is only my opinion, this is my experience. Nothing in this video is so this is just my opinion, okay, from working using 99 Designs to get my book cover designed via contest, and also by doing a one-on-one project with my cover artist. Now 99 Designs is a platform where you can get your design needs met. So they do things like logos, website design, so things like branding. They do t-shirt designs, covers, whole range of stuff. Now I'm actually going to share my screen with you guys. Just give me a okay. So I'm on the 99 Designs webpage. Now 99 Designs does a whole range of things. So website builders, themes, landing pages. They design apps as well, logo and brand identities, illustrations, postcards, product labels, book covers, posters. You can see there's a whole range of stuff. Now, do be aware. So because I'm in Australia, all the prices here are in Australian dollars. Now, it says here from $3.99. Okay, that is for one particular. There's a fixed price, but what you pay is not going to be what's on that. So when I got mine, because I did the bronze, and I ended up paying more closer to this, even though I selected the bronze. Now that may be because I chose both ebook and print book, and that's why the cost was high. That or 99 Designs took a fee for themselves. I don't know what the difference in price was comparing from what was on the other screen and what I actually ended up paying. So I don't know if it was a design fee, like a fee for the platform, or if it was because I chose physical book or ebook. No clue. Okay, so with cover design, so I specifically got a book cover designed. I initially started with a contest. The contest is like super easy to set up. You basically put information about your product, your design, and you be as detailed as you want. Now I'll show you. See if I can show you. Okay. So I did a contest to start with. Now the design brief, mine was very detailed. Yours doesn't have to be. So you put details about the author. I put the bio on there, genre, blurb or a short description, target market. You need to know who you're actually selling to. Physical book details, so hardback, if it's for hardback or paperback. What do you actually want on the front cover? What are the details for the front cover, dimensions, things like that. Back cover, what do you want on there? Go on. What do you want on the spine? Who are you distributing with? Different platforms have different requirements. The file requirements for Ingram and the file requirements for KDP, very different. Okay, so you need to put the one that you're doing, main one. If you're doing both KDP and Ingram, probably you should put Ingram on there because Ingram has the most specific details. You put details for the ebook, what do you put on there, visual style. So you put, they give you images that you can pick from. from their site, but you can also add your own, and I added my own, so photos and things that are similar, for similar style and genre of what I wrote. Colors, creative vision, do you describe in a bit more detail what you actually want in the cover? So I put stuff about my character descriptions, their physical appearance, because I actually do mention their appearance in the book. Can they use stock images? Yes. No. I said yes because I wanted to see what they come up with. No. If you don't want them to use stock images, if you don't want them to use any photos, you need to mention illustrated only. Yeah. So you do all that. So you fill all that detail in and you set the contest. Now the contest goes for a week. You have 3 days to select finalists, so like your top 6 artists. If you've so the top 6 design or the top 6 artists to narrow down, and then after that, you give feedback to those 6 you selected, and they really narrow down and edit based on the feedback you give them, and then you select a finalist, and you work with them through that to finalize and come up with a good thing. I ended up choosing the winner early. Reason for that is I actually really love that one cover. There were other covers there that were just as good. There were other covers there that were nice and looked great. But this was the one that I thought I picked. The one cover I thought, yeah, this is the top. This fits whatever my vision, and it fits the genre. And so I picked early. But they give you a week to do all that. Once you pick a winner, you have there's a couple of days window where you work with the actual designer and you finalize any minor changes. So changes in tone, maybe making sure if the dimensions match the dimensions that you've given them, and that it's appropriate for the print, or it's print appropriate for Ingram or KDP or whatever you use. So it's very small changes. The rounds are meant to get all the major changes done. So you can get all the major changes done in those rounds, so that when you get to you pick a winner, and all they have to do really is send the files after a few minor changes. So what do I think about the platform? This using 99 Designs was significantly cheaper than using other design platforms. I looked at Demoza. I think it's demoza.com. The pricing's all in US dollars, while the pricing that appears on their website is reasonable, $600 or $800 for a whole bunch of other stuff, multiple covers, bookmarks, and all this other stuff added on. Looks great, but it's in US dollars, which means I'm going to be paying double of what they put on there. So even though this ended up a bit more expensive than what I thought, it was still cheaper for me to get those 5 covers designed using 99 Designs than it was using Demoza. It was like cheaper by maybe $400 or $500, and because I'm paying in my own currency. So setting up a contest, super easy. They are very clear on what to expect. They explain each bit and each aspect of the design brief. They explain what happens if you make the prize guaranteed, what happens if you don't. They're very clear on what to expect when it comes to the designs. So it's really good. So the way it's set out, 99 Designs is super easy to use. And you can use it for a whole range of things. So there's that. Now, Contests, easy to set up. I actually liked the contest. I liked that I could see multiple different designs. A lot of the designs I did actually get were stock based imagery. Now, if they include photos in the cover, they are required to put a link to the stock image, because guess what? You have to pay the licensing fee for that image, or if the image is free, you need to make sure you get commercial licensing for it, because you can only print up to a certain number of copies. After that, you got to pay money. So you need to know ahead of time whether or not whether they used a stock image. My cover's illustrated, so I don't have to worry about that. The designer's already basically signed the copyrights for it to me. So there's that. Also, because they do use stock imagery, and a lot of the covers that are submitted, particularly for fantasy or urban fantasy, use stock imagery. A lot of the time they use the same images that were used for other covers. And I actually found recently that a couple of the covers that they submitted for the contest, those same stock images, because they weren't altered when they put it in the cover. The only difference is the title and the font for the title, that's it. So because the images, those images are stock, they're free, or you pay a license for them. I found those exact same images in 5 other mermaid books. So that's something you need to be aware of. When you use stock imagery, someone else may have used that same photo for the same genre, and it could get confused. So if you do a contest and you get designs, check to make sure that there's no one else using that image, so you don't get confused. That's the main thing. Now, there were a couple that were really great. So positives, with the contest side of it, you get to see a number of designs from different people and different styles, so you could see different things, and it helps when you have no idea what you're going to put on your cover. It helps you narrow down into specifically things that you like. So that's a positive. And it's super easy to use, and it's pretty cheap when compared to other platforms. For ebook and print book, it was pretty cheap compared to other platforms. So there's that. You can also work directly or one-on-one with the designer. So after the competition ended, or contest ended, and I got the files for the print and ebook, so the paperback and the ebook, what I actually did was I hired the same designer directly for them to make a large print edition, a hardback edition, and an audiobook edition. Now, the hardback and the large print are pretty much ready to go. I've just got to set it up, and they will be available for release, or they will be released in, I intend to have them released in March. So hardback and large print editions of Voiceless will be available now, March next year. The audiobook has not been made, but I have the cover, so that if there is enough interest in the actual book itself and it does really well, and I can do an audiobook cover. So there's working one-on-one with the artist is a bit different. Now, I had already had the initial covers designed already by the same artist, so it was just adjusting the cover so it fit the different dimensions. That's it. There wasn't any new designs. But if you want to work with a new designer on 99 Designs, you can invite them for work and just tell them a bit about your project, what it is you're looking for, and they may send you an initial design for you to have a look at, and for you to say, do you want to go ahead with a project? which basically means you go back and forth and you edit based on the feedback and so that it matches what you want. But it also means the person the person you work with directly sets the fee. So the artist sets the fee with the one-on-one design. Whereas with the contest, you're paying a fixed fee. You are not paying any more, you're not paying any less, and you're getting a print and an ebook cover. So you need to be aware that the artist will set the fee. And if they are, so the artist for mine was actually entry level, so they hadn't been designing that long using 99 Designs. So entry levels, their fees will probably be lower than the top level designers. So there's that. But as a platform, this is my opinion. As a platform, 99 Designs does what it says. It allows professionals to work with individuals and corporations to get the services they need, and it allows them to get those services in a way that's safe, so that if, for example, the artist if you're working directly with them, doesn't deliver the files, well, the 99 Designs is holding the payment. So they will hold the payment until you get the files, until you confirm you've got the files. If you don't release the payment to the cover artist and the cover artist has given you the files, it's a safety net for the artist. Because if they've given you the files and you're just refusing to give them the payment, even though everything looks fine and you've said, yep, it's good, everything's good, after a certain number of days, if you don't tell them why you're not releasing the payment, the artist gets paid. If they've delivered the final files, they will get paid. So it acts as a safety net, which I find pretty good. Another thing is, the moment you go onto their site, they will give you the prices in your currency. So if you're in the US dollars will be used for your page. If you're in the UK, pounds. When you look at the price, pounds will show up. So the pricing adjusts based on the country you're in, which means you don't have to think about you don't have to think about the currency, because it will automatically adjust it to the correct currency for your country, which is a plus, because you don't have to worry about going calculating how much is Siri, how much is blank dollars in Australian dollars. You don't have to do any calculations like that. They do it for you, so you don't have to wonder. You don't end up going, oh, it looks cheap, you pay, and then you will find out, oh crap, that is $300 more than what the website told me, and then realize, oh wait, it was in US dollars. That's why I got charged an extra $300. So there's that. So it means that there's less shock. So platform is efficient. It does what it says, and it acts as a safety net for both the artist and for the person purchasing services. The people on 99 Designs, the designers are vetted. They have to go through a pretty rigid application process in order to be allowed to produce work and sell work on their site. So they actually they go through a whole process. So they make sure that people doing that are working for them are quality. They have a very strict policy for people that work on their platform, so the designers and the artists, but they also have a strict policy for authors and for people who are purchasing the services. So I highly suggest, if you're thinking about going with 99 Designs, read the facts and the programs about the company. Okay, so actually read about the contest and about how to become a designer if you want to become a designer, or if you want to know about the things in place to protect you as the person purchasing the services. So there's that. They also allow you to search up different designers. So if you don't know who you want to work with and you don't want to do a contest but you want to work with someone directly, click on designers. So this is my contact, so it shows up. So you can find new designers. Okay, and you can search for, okay, do you want book covers, logos, whatever. Pick whichever one it is, and it will show you. It will show you some of their portfolio, and you can pick the ones that look good for you. So if you pick the artist for your genre. So if you're doing non-fiction, you'd pick the people who do covers for non-fiction. You would look through it, and you can send information to them and ask them to work for you directly. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, so there's a lot of positives. Downsides, well, if you're working directly, if you want to work directly with a designer, they don't outright say what their fees are. So if you're looking to work one-on-one rather than a contest, they don't say what their fees are. You have no idea when you are asking them to work for you how much they are going to charge you or quote you for however many covers you want or logos or whatever. You have no idea when you ask them if they want to work with you. So there's that. You don't know how much they're going to charge and what currency they're going to use, because they could turn around and say, oh yeah, it's going to be $300 for the ebook cover, blah 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 blah. For me, in Australia, you put $300, I'm going to assume you mean 300 Australian dollars unless you tell me otherwise. And the word dollar is used in a whole range of currencies. Hong Kong has a Hong Kong dollar. Okay, there's the US dollar. Okay, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Unless you specify the currency, I have no clue. So the artists do not have their fees written down on their pages up front. You have to ask them, and you won't find out really until they give you the quote. So if you're going to work one-on-one, send information or ask multiple people if they want to work on your project, and find out how much they're going to charge and in what currency. That way you can convert it. So that's probably the biggest downside. But if you have no idea, if you can't do all that sort of stuff and you just want to get the cover designed in a week, you don't want to mess around with like finding designers and all that, the contest would be the thing for you. And you get different people's interpretations of your design brief, which means you have more options rather than the vision of one particular artist, which is what you would get with a one-on-one design. You would only get one artist's viewpoint. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything. Overall, I enjoyed using 99 Designs, and I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy with my cover. I love it. I love my cover. It's my baby. I love the cover design. The artist was fantastic. Only nitpick, and that's only because I noticed when I got the proof copy, is that the title should have been bigger or lower down and bigger, so it stood out more on the front, because if you look, the author name stands out a bit more than the actual title. But that's just a nitpick, but I absolutely love this. And you can get really good cover designs, and there's a fantastic artists and designers on here. And they do design professional. As if you're very clear on your design brief, if you specify exactly what it is you're looking for in regards to style, colors, and and patterns and things like that. If you are very clear on the design brief, you will get really high quality designs. Yes, there will be some that are not so great, or ones that you don't think match your design brief. People interpret things differently, but you'll get some really great designs from some really great artists, and it will be from many people. You can get up to as many, you can get 30 designers at once submitting work or more. So there's that. So you can get a whole bunch of views. Overall, I'm really happy with 99 designs, and I'm definitely going to use them again at this stage for my next book, which is at this stage going to be a sequel, or I don't know if the word sequel or a companion novel, because the novel is the novel I'm writing can be read as a standalone, but it's set within the same universe as Voiceless, just with a different set of main characters or POV characters. So I don't know if it would technically be a sequel. I mean, it's set after it, but it's got different characters. It's got different characters, different sort of storyline, and it's set after different characters, different storyline. So I don't know if it's a sequel or if it's a companion novel. If any of you guys know whether a standalone book with different characters and a different sort of storyline within the same universe, if that's a sequel or if that's a companion novel, if you know which term is appropriate or if you've used one of those terms, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I have just a bit of a reminder, I have a live stream on the 23rd of October, which is a Friday at 5 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. In that live stream, I'm doing a book launch. This is a live book launch. I will be doing a live reading of Voiceless. I will also be doing a Q&A, so you guys can ask me as many questions as you like. And yeah, so there's that, and I'll also be providing links to the pages where you can get copies if you are interested. And there are still ARC copies available. For those of you who are interested, there are still ARC copies available on Booksprout, copies available on Story Origin. And if you happen to be a reviewer on Readsy Discovery, my book is now also available to reviewers on Readsy Discovery. So if you're interested, you can go to any one of those three sites, Booksprout, Story Origin, or Readsy Discovery, and you'll be able to access a copy of Voiceless ahead of time, and you'll be able to read my book before it comes out. For those of you who do ARC reviews, again, reviews are not obligatory. Then you're not obligated to leave reviews, but leaving reviews would be extremely helpful for me, particularly, and it can be extremely helpful when it comes to visibility on places like Goodreads. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys join me for my live stream. And if you guys have any video requests, or if there's things you would like to see me talk about in my videos, you can let me know in the comments below. I do read everyone's comments. I may not reply to every single person's because of my schedule, but I do read everyone's comments. All right, see ya.